on YouTube. Let us make sure that we are live. All right. So we are live, and let us where are we now? Okay, so we know we need to get this recorded right here. All right, fine. All right, fine. So let us go now to where were we? Yeah, we were speaking in part one. We looked at whoa. We are looking at Genesis 3:15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. We had started part one, but it was getting so long. We think we need two different videos, two different to break it up into two, because it would be just too long. All right. So if you have not yet watched part one, you will get a better understanding of this part two if you first watch part one. All right, so we're going to continue where we left off. And we left off by looking at the fact that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And now, as we had stated before in part one, that Satan presents everything that the Most High presents. He presents a false Messiah, false prophets, false teachers, false names. And now we're going to look at he produced the God of this world to rival the Alua of Yasharal, or the mighty one of Israel. Okay? So, in the book of 2 Corinthians 4:4, 2 Corinthians 4:4, we are told that this, starting from verse 3, read please.
But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world...
All right. All right. There's a delay, right? Seems to be a delay. All right. If our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Remember, we're speaking about the seed of the serpent versus the seed of the woman. And the serpent produces and provides a counterfeit woman to contradict Yasharal. All right? So one thing that the serpent will do is to hide the true good news, the true gospel, and he will hide it from them that are lost. In verse 4 it tells you it is he who hides it. Verse 4.
In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of Alua, should shine unto them.
So the God of this world, Satan, the God of this world, has blinded the minds of them which do not believe in the true Messiah. Just in case the light of the splendid good news of the Messiah, who is the image of Alua, should shine unto them. All right? So this is the same thing that the Messiah spoke about in Matthew 13, that he spoke to them in parables, so that they don't understand. So the Most High has allowed the God of this world, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, to blind the eyes of them which believe not. So we see the evil one is the God of this world, in whom in whose hands the earth has been given. So we have God being the God of everybody. If you ask anyone now and go and ask anyone, who is God? God is God of who? He says the God of everybody. He's the God of the whole world. He's God of everyone. Right? But that is not what the scripture says the one in the Bible is not the alua of everyone. So let's go to Isaiah 54, verse 1 to 5. Read, please.
Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear. I lost it. Okay, I got it back. Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear, break forth into singing and cry aloud. Thou that didst not travail with child, for more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, said Yahuwah.
All right, don't get it further. Let me see if this it's what verse did I say? 4 to 5. Oh. No, read verse 5.
Verse 5. For thy maker is thine husband, Yahuwah of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer, thy Holy One of Israel. The Alua of the whole earth shall he be called.
All right, what are we saying here? Thy maker is thine husband, Yahuwah Sabaoth is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of
Israel.
Of
Israel.
He's not the only one of everyone. Notice it says now, the Alua of the whole earth shall
he be called.
He be called. All right, so what we have here, and you can go and read it for yourself. What he's speaking about it from verse 1 to 5, he's speaking about the time in the end when Israel shall inherit the Gentiles. Read verse 3, please.
For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and seed shall inherit the Gentiles and make the desolate cities to be inhabited.
Time he's speaking about when the remnant of Israel inherits the Gentiles. Thy seed, your offspring, your lineage shall inherit the Gentiles. When you inherit something, it's you own it. That's why we're telling people that in the end time, whether they like it or not, the Gentiles shall be enslaved to the children of Israel. Now let us get an understanding of why the Most High is not the Alua of the whole earth. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Because the earth is in the hand of the wicked and Satan has his way doing all these wicked things on this earth, the Most High cannot be the Alua of everyone. He's the Alua of his set-apart nation, the nation that he chose to bring forth his praise and his splendor. Now, in the end, when this nation has accomplished the task of, and the son is then the Alua of the whole earth. That's why we got to understand. And he cannot be the Alua of the whole earth when it is in unrighteousness. He cannot tolerate unrighteousness. So it just kicks back. Shall work only he who leaves the midst of iniquity to take place. So that his is the perfection.
Am I the only one that is not hearing this? It's the too many cards.
You're saying something?
I cannot hear. I don't know if I'm the only one. It's there are cards there. I'm hearing this with cards.
Yeah, I'm having the same thing here. I thought it was my side, so I didn't say anything. But yes, it is.
Yeah, it's breaking out.
Going in and out. Like if I look one bit, so I thought that was my side. So
yeah, with the internet.
Yeah.
It's loud and clear on my end.
Okay.
It's breaking up on mine.
We'll probably join you
All
so that we can hear better.
right, so let me continue anyway. Yes. So I was saying that he cannot be the Alua of the whole earth because the nations of the earth have rejected him. He has set apart a people to show forth his praise and his splendor. And when these people do so in the end, and the earth is taken over by righteousness, and his son rules the earth in righteousness, then verse 5 says, For thy maker is thine husband. Continue.
For thy maker is thine husband. Yahuwah of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. The Alua of the whole earth shall, I lost it, where is it? Shall he be called.
Read verse 4.
Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood anymore.
All right, so this is speaking about a future event. That's the point that we're making. All right, so right now is the Elohim of Yasharal. But in the future, when Yasharal inherits the earth, the Elohim of the whole earth shall he be called. All right, so I'll take a little look now at the Harlot. Difference between a main difference between Satan's seed and the seed of a woman. The main difference between the abominable church and the woman. A main difference between the strange woman, the harlot of Satan, and the virtuous woman that is Yasharal. One of the main differences is that the harlot brings worldly riches. Remember we said that Satan gives riches to his people who worship him? Revelation 18, 9 to 11. Go ahead, please.
And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
All right, so the kings of the earth
standing afar off, is there a delay?
The kings of the earth who have lived deliciously with her, prosperous, all right, live comfortably with her. Verse 10. Verse 10.
Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Verse 11.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buy their merchandise anymore.
All right, so riches come through this this prostitute. Okay? And on the other hand, though, Yasharal, the virtuous woman. No, let's go to 15 to 19 again. Verses 15 to 19.
15.
Yeah.
The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all, I just lose it. Okay, and all the company in ships and sailor, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off. 18, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?
All right, so we see riches. Riches, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her. Riches come out of Babylon. All right. So the Christians like to speak about how they were prosperous, or they are prosperous and now they are blessed and everything like that. All right. It is Satan's doing the riches of Babylon. Not saying that that is because the reason you're blessed, but I'm saying the riches of Babylon are from Hasatan. And on the other hand, the virtuous woman is poor and afflicted. Yasharal, the seed of the woman, in the end will be poor and afflicted before they are raised up. Luke 4:18. Read, please.
The Spirit of Yahuwah is upon me, because he had anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He had sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised.
All right. So we said earlier that the gospel was hid to them that are lost. And so it says, the Messiah is saying here that he went to preach the gospel to the poor. And we're telling people that this good news is a good news for the poor. But they cannot see it. That is why they will tell you, oh, you cannot be living poor and say you're serving the Most High. Yes? This good news of the rich is a false good news. It's a good news for the poor. Let's get some more. Verse 22.
Then Yahushua answering said unto them, Go your way, and tell John what thing ye have seen and heard, how that the blind see and lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, to the poor the gospel is preached.
All right, to the poor, to the poor, to the poor. All right, to the poor, the good news is preached. It is a good news for the poor. Let's go, 6:20. Verse 20, read please.
Verse 20. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of Allah.
So the kingdom, the kingdom of Satan belongs to the rich, but the kingdom of the Most High belongs to the poor, who he will make rich when they enter the kingdom. Okay? Are you with me, Brother Mahar?
Yes, sir, that is it. That's the word.
All right, James 2:5. We had done a teaching on this by itself, so we're just taking a few verses out from the last teaching. Read, please.
Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not Allah chosen the poor of this world rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom which he had promised to them that love him?
All right. Yahuwah hath chosen the poor of this world who are rich in faith. Yeah, because you cannot be rich in money and rich in faith. Because if you have money, what faith do you need? Zephaniah 3:12-13. Read, please.
I will also live in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of Yahuwah.
All right, so you see that?
Yep.
Yahuwah's people are poor and afflicted. In the end time, they will be. But Satan's seed are comfortable, and they are the afflictors. Those are the ones who are doing the oppressing. No one is oppressing them. Both opposites. Continue.
The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid.
All right, so we see this is the opposite right here of the children of Hasatan. Nothing but deceit and lies come out of their mouths. All right. Oh, so we already look at Revelation 12. So, not only are they separate, not only are the virtuous woman and the harlot separate, but the prostitute or harlot persecutes the virtuous woman. Read verse 6, please. Read, please.
And 17:6.
Yeah.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyr of Yahusha. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
All right. And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahusha. So this woman is drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahusha, which means she killed the saints. So this is the difference now with this woman and Yasharal, who is the virtuous woman. All right? The seed of the serpent is going to kill the seed of the woman. And of course, we just read this, that I will leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of Yahuwah. So the afflictors are the seed of the serpent, and the afflicted is the seed of the woman. They go to Revelation 6, 9 to 11. Revelation 6, 9 to 11. The seals, the fifth seal, right? In the fifth seal, we had the believers crying out because they were being afflicted. Read verse 9, please. Oh, am I there?
No, not as yet.
Yeah, read verse 9, please.
Ready?
Yeah.
And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw on the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Aloha and for the testimony which they held.
All right, so they are going to be killed for the word and the testimony. And their slayers will be the woman, the seed of the serpent, the harlot, the prostitute, the strange woman. Continue.
And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Master, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
Continue.
And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season until their followers, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were, should be fulfilled.
So we have a murderous woman there for Satan, where Satan is concerned, right? That religion called Christianity has killed millions upon millions of people worldwide. Millions. All right? So, this is my favorite part now. This is my favorite part. Now that we have identified the nature of the woman and false religion and how false Christianity is, what we are going to do, we are going to open up our spiritual eyes, and we are going to look into scriptures about a strange woman and virtuous woman to get more understanding and a deeper insight into these two two women, the seed of the serpent and the seed of Yasharal. All right, so let's open up our spiritual eyes and go to the book of Mishlei 5, 1 to 23. Proverbs 5, 1 to 23. Open up your spiritual eyes right now. Read, please.
My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge.
Okay, hold this.
Of
If you attend unto wisdom and bow your ear to understanding, then you will have discretion, and you can speak knowledge. Because, verse 3,
for the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil.
All right, so Satan's replica of this woman, the harlot. The harlot is like a strange woman. All right? The lips are as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. Just think about this Christianity. It says he has two horns, and they spake like a lamb. Oh, they look like a lamb, rather, and spake as a dragon. So what they do, they lure you with their mouth. And that's what Christianity is. They lure you with the good news and tell you about, the good news, whatever, gospel, prosperity gospel and all of that. Things that you want to hear.
Yeah, this is your season.
Yeah, this is your season. All of those things that they tell people. Smoother than oil. Verse 4.
But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword.
Okay. Sharp as a two-edged sword. So this is what's going to happen to her in the end. Remember, it tells you in Revelation 14, it tells you that her end is going to come in one day. She's going to be utterly destroyed. Verse 5.
Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell.
They lead you straight down to death.
Yep.
Everything that they tell you leads to death. That religion leads you to death. Verse 6. Verse 6.
Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life. Her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them.
All right, so they set up their system in order to make sure that you cannot know the truth. All right?
Let me say something, Brosy, real quick here.
Yeah.
So what just came to my mind is, with all these things that we are seeing in the scriptures, and for all those Christians and otherwise, who they think are doing all these things? No, like if you're really looking and reading who these people are, who are they doing these things, or who are they planning all these things? Which churches, what organization are they thinking and asking the question, but who could this be? So not realizing that it is they themselves, so that is why they cannot see it.
Yeah.
Brother Wayne.
Yes, brother.
What happened is these scriptures are not read in churches. They are not read, therefore they cannot even start to understand, begin to understand. Oh. They don't know that these scriptures read. Every time you speak to these people, they even question you. They ask you, whatever you're speaking here, is it written in the same Bible that we read? They open a certain verse, and out of that verse, they go and search for something motivational in order to decorate the verse so that they can cause emotion unto these people. These are just people of emotion, not of knowledge. This is why it's hard for them to understand the truth.
Wow.
Yes. The scriptures are not read at all in the churches.
Well, that would answer the question, because if it was read, these questions would show up. So it is really true. It is not being read for the most part of it.
All right. Verse 7.
Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth.
All right. So this is
Remove
very
thy way
important.
far from her.
No. And this is very important, Brother Mahar. Depart not from the words of my mouth. That is the rescue. We cannot depart from the words of Yahuwah's mouth, because that is the strength. And that is why they tell us that we must not focus on the Old Testament. The law is done away with. New Testament only. All of those things take us away from the words of Yahuwah's mouth, because it is the word of Yahuwah's mouth that keeps us anchored and insulates us against a strange woman. As long as we forget the words of Yahuwah's mouth, then we can be drawn astray.
That is it.
Verse 8.
Verse 8, remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house.
You see what I'm saying? And this is why we tell people, you cannot serve Yahuwah while sitting in Christianity. You cannot serve Yahuwah by sitting in churchianity. Some people are in churchianity and not Christianity. Let's let the Yahweh assemble, sacred name assemblies.
Come out of her, my people.
Yeah. They are in these assemblies and they want to serve Yahuwah from inside those. Come out of her. Remove thy way far from her. And do not go nigh the door of her house. Don't even go near a church again.
You see, it is very clear here in verse 8, because it made mention, hey, come not nigh the door of her house.
Yes.
That is definitely what it is pointing to.
Read
you cannot
verse
be
9.
here and hear the Most High speaking to us.
Yes.
Verse 9. Lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy ears unto the cruel.
You see that?
Yep.
That's what you have done for many years when you were in there, right?
Like religiously every Sunday, yeah.
And you gave your years unto the cruel, because that pastor there, it was a system, and this is with church in general. It is a system that actually serves the top with its top-down structure.
Yep.
Everything goes up, so you are actually serving, giving your honor unto others, and giving your years unto the cruel. The cruel people.
Unto the cruel. Wow.
Verse 10.
Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger.
Yes.
Wow. Yes.
Yes. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth. Tithes and offerings and special offerings and that offerings and that collection and that. Strangers be filled with your wealth and your labor. Yeah.
I'm seeing something good about verse 10 also. He says, lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger. Yeah. But if we turn away from our wicked ways, walk in the path of righteousness, the time will come when they will bring it back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will bring it back to us if we continue to walk in holiness.
Yep.
So it will not be a lose-lose after all. If you obey the Most High, it will come back to you.
Verse 11.
11. And thou mourn at the last when thy flesh and thy body are consumed.
So in the end time now, you don't even know what is happening. And in the end time, when it comes upon you, you will be mourning and saying, whoa, what happened? Why didn't I listen? Mm-hmm. Verse 12 says,
and say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof.
This is what a lot of people who we have been speaking to, that is what they are going to say.
Yep.
Spoke to me and I didn't listen. Why didn't I listen? That's when they realize the truth and realize that they are going to be destroyed. Verse 13.
And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear unto them that instructed me.
I never listened. Why didn't I listen? Verse 14.
I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly.
Oh boy. I was almost in all evil. That's what the person is finding out now.
Yep.
What verse 15 says?
Drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well.
All right. So what is it actually saying when it comes to church and all of that? Drink waters of your own cistern. You come together in your small groups. So are you there?
Yes.
Hello?
Just
You're breaking
breaking.
up. Let me check and see if it is my side or not.
No, it's not. Oh, even here it's breaking.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Okay, I got cut off. Let me set this back. Yeah, where were we?
We are going to 16 now.
Yeah, so I was saying drink waters of your own cistern, especially for us as Israelite as well. This has several meanings. And when you get to know who we are, we say we have to go after the way of our fathers. We have to follow the way of our fathers and not follow the way of the Gentiles. Right, bro? Hello?
Yes. Continue.
So that is why we follow the way of our fathers and not the way of religion. Verse 16.
Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets.
All right, so your fountain, speaking about water. Let the rock lead you to speak abroad, as we are doing here. And rivers of waters in the streets, meaning when we go out into the streets, we speak the word in season and out of season, wherever we go. Right?
Indeed.
And verse 17 says,
let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee.
You see, are you following up on this?
Let them be only thine own, and not strangers. Yeah.
You follow the way and do not follow the way of the Gentiles, the strangers. Verse 18.
18. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth.
Go back to the old path, which is the good way, and you will find rest for your souls. Now we know who we are. We go after the allure of our fathers. All right?
Yep.
Verse 19.
19. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love.
All right, so you love the way so that you have no opportunity to go a whoring after any other way. Because verse 20 says,
and why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger?
You see that? Why
Yep.
are you going after a false religion? Why are you going after a false denomination? Why are you going after Christianity? Why are you embracing something that belongs to a stranger? Why? A false religion given by a Gentile. Go back to the old path, which is the good way.
The way.
Verse 21.
21. For the ways of man are before the eyes of Yahuwah, and he pondereth all his goings.
You see that? What is actually saying that you
Ways of a
have
man.
to find the right path and do not go astray and do not follow the way of the Gentiles, the way of the strangers, because Yahuwah sees all things and he pondereth everything. And he warned us in Revelation 18:4 to come out of her, my people. Let me go back there because his eyes are upon everything. Let me go back there. This is what we have to face when we are with this strange woman. Read, please.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that he be not partakers of her sins, and that he receive not of her plagues.
This is when you're in the bosom of a strange woman, strange religion, false religion. Because, verse 5.
Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Eloah hath remembered her iniquities.
So when it's time to repay her back for the iniquities, you, if you do not come out of her, are going to receive of her plagues. And let's see what she's going to receive. Verse 6.
Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled, fill of her double.
All right. You're going to fill double to her in the cup. That's the double punishment that they are going to get. All right. So we're going to look at another spiritual understanding of a Proverbs again, which is going to reveal that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding delivers us from the strange woman. You're hearing me?
Yes.
Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. As we have been showing from the week, we have been saying that those who are simple, those who are mockers, and those who are foolish, they will be destroyed. And they are being destroyed in this inoculation season. All right? But wisdom, knowledge, and understanding delivers us from the strange woman. Mishlei 2:10-22. Proverbs 2:10-22. Proverbs 2:10-22. Read, please. Wait, no, I did this
When
already,
wisdom
didn't I?
enter.
No. Did I read this before?
I don't remember if I read that one.
Oh, no, I didn't read this. Sounds similar to the first one. All right, go ahead.
When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh froward things, who leave the path of uprightness, to walk in the ways of darkness.
All right, stop there. When wisdom entereth into your heart,
evil.
When wisdom entereth into your heart, and wisdom is pleasant unto thy soul, so we have wisdom and knowledge. It's going to give us discretion, and then we're going to have understanding. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That is what is going to deliver us from the way of the evil man. And as we go through this season of inoculation, it is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from Yahuwah has made us able to see the evil that these people are doing and be able to avoid it. Okay? But we're going to see that it also delivers us from the strange woman. Verse 13.
Who leave the path of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness.
Yeah.
Scroll up, please. 14. Who rejoice to do evil and delight in the frowardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked, and they froward in their path. To deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
All right. So, to deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words. As we were telling you before, this strange woman, this religion, flatters you with her words. Yeah? Verse 17.
Which forsaketh the guide of her youth, and forgetteth the covenant of her allure.
They are telling you, they are making you forget the covenant of allure in that religion by giving you false means of worship, false way to attain the covenant. All right? False names, false everything for you to forget the way of the covenant. Verse 18.
For her house inclineth unto death, and her path unto the dead.
So the way in this house of this strange woman inclined unto death, because it is not towards the way of allure, it is not towards your salvation. But it gives the guys that it is to salvation. It gives the guys that you are in life. So we say, oh, I repent, I'm baptized and filled with the Holy Ghost. Pride and everything with it, thinking that they are, and we are going to be raptured before. And all of that. The paths inclined to death, and their paths unto the dead, but those who follow this woman do not know. 19.
None that go unto her return again, neither take they hold of the path of life.
If you ever notice how hard it is to get people out of this religion, none that return go unto her return again, neither take they hold of the paths of life. It is very, very hard when they get in that thing and get entwined in that thing to let them into the truth, or to get them even to consider walking in the way of truth. Verse 20.
That thou mayest walk in the way of good men and keep the path of the righteous.
So they prevent you from walking in the way of good men and keep you from walking in the paths of the righteous. Verse 21.
For the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it.
Wow. But the
wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it.
All right, so without wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we are going to be misled
Ain't gonna happen.
by the wicked woman. Proverbs 7:4-27. What's that? Read, please.
Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman.
You see how important wisdom and understanding are, because verse 5 says,
that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
So it's wisdom and understanding that gives us the understanding of these religions and Christianity and all of those madness.
Yep.
That's what keeps us from the strange woman. But the person without the wisdom and understanding, the person, the simple who just goes on and just takes what he's given without being prudent enough to search and to dig, that person is easily snared by the strange woman, by this false religion, right? Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Read, continue, verse 6.
Verse 6. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding,
A young man what?
passing through the street. A young man void of understanding.
This is who these people snare. This is who they snare. People who are void of understanding. And that is why they have so many crusades. With their crusades, they do their signs and wonders and their thing and that. And they get people who are void of understandings to capture them into their tithes and offering system. Verse 8.
Yep.
Oh boy.
8.
It's the communication between us is very... Can
you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 8.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Passing through the streets near her corner, and he went the way to her house.
Yes.
In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night.
Continue.
And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart.
How many people have had this experience? Going on Sunday night service, just passing by and just going, I've heard testimonies of this, just passing by and decide that they want to check it out. And when they look, they have been snared by this woman with the attire of an harlot. Remember we're speaking about harlots and say there are many harlots?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Verse 11.
She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house.
Verse 12.
Yeah. Verse 12. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. That is why she cannot be in her house. She's busy outside here.
And what is she busy doing? Busy setting up the harlots in the different places, like in Jamaica. More churches per square mile than any other country in the world.
Yes.
Light in wait at every corner, almost every corner. In Falmouth, almost every corner you have a church. Every street, there is a church. Not every corner, every street rather. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13.
13. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offering with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
It just went away.
Oh.
And what number am I at right now?
And I have found thee.
Lost it. Okay, yeah, I found it. Yeah, it was going up and down. I couldn't keep up. 16. I have decked my bed with covering of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt.
All right. So this is how the churches, they present themselves as being places of wealth, places where you can find wealth. So this is her now alluring the young man void of understanding with wealth. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. And this is how some of the churches are decked out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is decked out. Even their offering plate is gold looking. Everything is just like the top, expensive, everything.
Yeah.
17.
Continue.
I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with love. For the good man is not at home. He is gone a long journey. He had taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed.
21.
21. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him.
Aha. Continue.
He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks.
Verse
Till
23.
a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasted to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life.
All right, so you see a lot of people get entwined by the allure of these organizations, by the allure of these things. I remember one day when I was young, the Pentecostal church, they used to dress up. And that was the allure. People say, whoa, these people can dress, want to be like them, want to dress like them. All right? Not knowing that it is for their lives, not knowing that they are being snared spiritually. Continue.
Before I continue, the next thing I just saw, or I just see the same thing, what many of them do, they come as if they're, like they are interested in you, in your livelihood. They come from all over the world saying they're on mission, and they come and they give you all this free stuff. It is for a reason. I know we are seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
It is for a reason. They are lowering you to lock on to what they are saying to you. So when they come and give you all those goodies, it is going to be so hard to resist. Because it is just like this man here. She lured him. When she finished with him, he cannot say no. So it is the exact thing we are seeing right here, in the system.
Yeah, let us remember that Satan knows what he's doing, and he's doing that to destroy you.
Yep.
To bring you into his trap. All right. Verse 24.
Yep. 24. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her path.
Don't go and follow the ways
of these. For she hath cast down many wounded.
Don't let your don't go the way of these abominable religions. Don't go that way. Verse 26.
For she had cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her.
Yeah. The church has destroyed many people, many strong men. Verse 27.
Her house is the way to hell, going down to it went very, very small.
To the chambers of death. To the chambers of death.
Yes. Yes, I repeat, her house is gone again.
Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. So it always ends up with that. Always tells that it ends up with death. The strange woman, the abominable church, the abominable Christianity is the way of death. It's a deception. It's a lie. All right?
It is indeed.
So, obeying the commandments delivers us from the strange woman. Proverbs 6:20-35.
Verse 20. My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Stop there. All right.
Bind them
keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. We're going to see that this is what preserves you. And we said it before. This is what preserves you from the strange woman. Keeping the father's commandments. Continue.
Bind them continually upon thine heart and tie them about thy neck.
Continue.
When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou wakest, or when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee. Scroll
Continue.
up. For the commandment is the lamp, and the law is the light. And reproof of instruction are the way of life.
For the commandment is a lamp. And the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. So it is the commandment that will guide you, it's the commandment that will lead you, and it is the commandment that will reprove you. To do what? Verse 24.
To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
There we go again. It is a commandment that is going to... So when these people come to you and they tell you, don't keep the commandments are not important. The commandments are for Israel. The commandments are done away. The commandment is Old Testament. The commandment is this, in order for you not to obey the commandments. It is so that you get entrapped with this false religion. It is so that this woman, the seed of Satan, the seed of the serpent, can overwhelm you and take you. But when you strive after the commandments now will be a lamp. It will lighten your eyes so you can see. Verse 24. Verse
25.
25, yeah.
Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
Ah. So she's going to be alluring you. Don't lust after her.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you see, when we look at the scripture, Brother C, and the questions that come to our mind is, since what it needs is for us to obey his commandment, why can't we do it? You know, why? I mean, with all of these that's going on, and the Most High is saying, if you keep my commandments, look how many things we can debunk by obeying his commandment. Or we can avoid so much things by obeying his commandments. But yet still, many of us see it so difficult to do that. It is because the world have ravished us with all their fake gift, their temporary gift, and we are just loving them every day. We are seeing this every day. People are just so in love with the world because the world trick them and make them promises that they feel like they cannot resist. But we are seeing in the scripture here, it will only lead us to death if we don't run away from her, that wicked woman.
Yeah,
Wow.
but so it goes back to the same point. You're asking, why can't we just obey the commandments? We can't obey the commandments because, as it says in First Nephi, that the people, the saints of the Most High, they were suppressed because of the abominable church. It is the abominable church that teaches the end of the commandments and commandments not important or commandments not necessary. So that is why we are in this trap, because of the abominable church. Verse 26.
26. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
You see that? By the means of a prostitute, a harlot, a man is brought down to a piece of bread. And the adulteress, the harlot, will continue to hunt for the precious life. You're saying something?
Yes, earlier you said we should focus spiritually on it. Yes, we are looking at all these scriptures, and what we are seeing is no coincidence that there is also a physical part of this.
Yeah.
Because this is exactly what is going on physically also. And if we look at it spiritually, it has to bring us to fear. It has to bring us to our knees. We must fear the Most High when we realize that these things that's going on today, there is also a spiritual part of it. So, I mean, it is serious.
Yeah. So the adulterers will hunt for this precious life. So they will never try to stop getting people in their organization. That is why they are so relentless in getting people there. It is a spirit trying to destroy them. They do anything. So that is why no matter if you're not even interested, they never give up on you. Because they don't want to stop until they destroy you. Verse 27.
Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burned?
Go ahead.
Can
38.
one go up? Can one go up on hot coals and his feet not be burned?
Continue.
So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whoever toucheth her shall not be innocent.
All right. Neighbor's wife
Men
here.
do not.
Neighbor's wife here spiritually is telling us about adulterous relationship. And we know that the harlot is the adulterous relationship. All right. So if you go into the assembly and become a part of it, if you touch her, you shall not be innocent. They're going to stain you. You go there and sit down one day, stain you, you want to go back.
Yep.
Why? Continue.
Men do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house. But whoso committed adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
All right. So if you go into the adulterous woman, if you go into that church, it is because you lack understanding. And that is the same for us. We lacked understanding when we went there. All of us can say who went there. We knew, we thought that that was it. We had no understanding. If we had a quarter of the understanding that we had now, or even an eighth, then we would not have gone in there. Right?
Yes, indeed.
And we were destroying our own soul and we didn't even realize it. Verse 33.
Before I do that, and that is why we have to be so grateful to the Most High, because we could not do it on our own.
Yes.
You know, he had to pull us away.
Yes.
He could not. Look at all those things that we just read about. That was powerful. That was some strength right there. That was so much deception. So there is no way we could just live on our own and just know the truth. No, it is the Most High who snatch us right in time.
Yes.
So we have to be grateful and not even think about going back there. Come on, man. 33.
Yeah.
A wound and a dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away.
You see that?
For jealousy, yeah.
You see that? Look at this very carefully. A wound and
dishonor
shall he get. The Most High dishonors us for entering those institutions. And his reproach shall not be wiped away. We're going to see the only way we can wipe away the reproach. Because a lot of people, they leave these Christian churches and they just come over and believe that they can just continue just like that. No, you have a stain on you and you have to get rid of that stain. You must. We're going to show you how you get rid of that stain. Verse 34, remember, Yahuwah calls himself Elkanah, which means Yahuwah, the jealous. Verse 34.
For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance.
Listen to this.
He will not regard any ransom.
Listen to this. This is speaking to a man. You as a man have cheated on his wife, and he is jealous, and he will not spare in the day of vengeance. But likewise, the Most High is also jealous, and he also will not spare in the day of vengeance, as we heard about the day of Yahuwah upon all the sinners. Verse 35.
He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts.
No matter what you do, he's still going to be angry. All right? So what are we saying? We're saying that you cannot just get up and come over and it's just okay. You continue worshiping Yahuwah. That's what most people do. We have to get rid of that stain. All right? And This is a second to last. It should be the second to last slide. And there are some people who believe and think that people in these organizations really truly do have a way of what should I say? Have a way with the Father, like the Father is with them. They are nice. Their hearts are in the right place. They love Yahuwah with all their hearts, minds, and souls. They try to do what is right in the sight of Yahuwah. Yeah? So a lot of people believe that these people are okay. But let us look. I'm going to show you something here. Jeremiah 7:7. Is that so? Is that what I have? No. Jeremiah 51:7. Read, please.
51 verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in Yahuwah's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
All right, so hear this. Hear this. The abominable church is called in Revelation 17:5, Mystery Babylon the Great. The Most High uses Babylon, uses that religion and all aspects of Babylon. He uses Babylon to make the nations mad, to make the nations ignorant, to keep the nations away from him. If we join to the nations and follow in their way, then we will be destroyed. The Most High allows these religions because it lures away the wicked or those who do not have the heart for him. He has given us in this age, he has given us the internet from which we can search for almost anything we want. Now hear this. People today who are in Christianity, if they are searching, if they desire the Most High, they can easily come out of that religion if they just search. But what do? They refuse to search and they hold on to religion. So, are they good to go? Are they? Let's go to Genesis 21. Genesis 21, verse 8.
21 verse 8. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned.
All right, let's speak about Abraham and Isaac and Hagar, etc. Verse 9.
And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of his bondwoman shall not be here with my son, even with Isaac.
All right, stop there. The bondwoman. Remember, we just said that Babylon is the golden cup in Yahuwah's hand. So Babylon is a woman. Babylon is the slave in Yahuwah's hand, the bondwoman in Yahuwah's hand. All right? So we have a bondwoman here that was giving Sarai trouble. All right? And Sarah said to Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be here with my son. What does that mean? What does that mean to you, Wayne? I mean, Mahar?
I'm looking into it still. So basically, there should not be any intertwine with Israel and the mother of. I mean, I'm not getting straight, but I can have an
Yes.
idea, but I'm just not getting the words together to.
Yes, man. You have it, man. You have it. There should be no intertwining. Not only no intertwining, it's talking about heirs. So it means the inheritance for Israel. This strange bondwoman, this servant who is not on the right path, that bondwoman will not be heirs with Israel. And this is what we tell people, that you cannot be in another religion and or in another way, following another pathway, another religion, another denomination, and receive Yahuwah's salvation. Verse 11 says,
verse 11, and the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son.
So Ishmael was his son, and he was Ishmael was his son, and he was grievous because of what Sarah said. But let's see what the Most High said.
And Allah said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman, in all that Sarah had said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called,
all right,
and also so of the son of the bondwoman.
Oh, we're having, oh boy. This all right.
There's a delay, right?
Yeah, and it's messing up everything. It can't be in synchronicity. And it's affecting my thoughts. Anyway, in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Even if you say you are worshiping the Most High, you're using false names, false worship, false everything. That is not the order in which he called. His order is in Isaac. His order is one way, in Yasharal. In the righteous of Yasharal shall his seed be called. Verse 13.
And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed.
All right, so Ishmaelite will also make a nation. But the nation that he has made Ishmaelite is not a nation of inheritance. Because if you go to Genesis 22:12, read please.
And he said, lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest Allah, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me.
Ishmael is older than Isaac. Yet still the Most High referred to Isaac as Abraham's only son. You see that?
Yep.
Because Isaac is a child of the promise. It is through Isaac that the promises will flow, not through Ishmael. So as we had said sometime before, the Most High chooses one of everything. And he chooses one people through whom to deliver his blessings. And that people is the descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the children of Israel. So what are we saying here? You cannot go and jump and be in any false religion and just jump and expect that when the time comes, the Most High is going to call you into his kingdom. It doesn't work like that. It is a time of the end, and he told Daniel that the wisdom shall increase, but the wicked shall not understand, but the wise shall understand. In this end time, we have to crave wisdom. We have to search for the truth. And we shall know the truth, and the truth shall set us free. So we do not relax in religion now. We seek, and when we seek, it's going to show us that the religions are false. and he's going to show us the way. Because as long as we are seeking the way, the Most High is going to show us. All right?
Indeed.
So, you don't stay in Christianity and feel that the Most High is gonna do his thing. Let me continue. Oh, Genesis 22:16. Or he called him his only son there. All right, so finally, remember we told you that you're in that you're with this strange woman, and you don't just come out of her house like that and just continue life and you're being righteousness. You cannot just leave out of Christianity and come into Yahuwah. And you are, and it is just business as usual. You have to purge. You have to get rid of the old person. You have to get rid of the wickedness that was upon you, the false religion that was upon you. And the only way to do that is through repentance and baptism in Yahusha's name. That will deliver you from the strange man. A strange woman, rather. Mark 10:11-12. Yeah, we're soon done. I know you've been here for a long time. I know where I got so many things from. Mark 10:11-12. Read, please.
And he said unto them, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another, committed adultery against her. And if
Continue.
a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she commit adultery.
All right, so here's the thing, the putting away now. You put away, you come out of that church. All right? You come out of that church and you go and start following the Most High. All right? That is an adulterous relationship. Because for that relationship to become null and void, someone will have to die. Remember, we are looking at things spiritually now, so we are going at things deeply. We're not going to ABC.
Right.
Someone has to die. One of the two has to die, and we know the Most High cannot die. So you will have to die. Because Romans 7:2-3. Romans 7:2-3. Read, please.
For the woman which had an husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as she liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband.
That's it. When you leave from that strange woman, all right? You are bound to that strange woman. Spiritually, you are bound to that strange woman, all right? Until you die. That is when you are released. Verse 3.
So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another.
All right. So you see that? Some death has to take place. Some death has to take place. All right.
Yep.
So, John 8:42-47. Some death has to take place. So, because when you were in that false religion, you were worshiping God, right, Brother Mahar?
Yes, sir.
And God, of course, is the devil.
It is. The scriptures say that.
All right. So read from verse 42.
Yahusha said unto them, if Aloha were your father, You would love him. You would love me, for I proceeded forth and come from Allure. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me.
Continue.
Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my word.
So hear this.
Ye are.
So hear this. We need to divorce ourselves from the past, because the past is going to cloud our vision, our understanding of the future. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. Because you have a different father, verse 44.
Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
No, this is the order that we're coming from. When we leave Christianity, this is the order that we're coming from. A liar. The devil. Remember it said in Nephi, first Nephi, the abominable church, which was set up by who?
Devil.
The devil. So you're in this church that was set up by the devil, run by the devil and his prophets, and then you just come out of that church and then you just say, okay, I want to worship Yahuwah. Oh, it's not that simple. You're going to be stained. You're going to be stained. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. You're coming from a place where we have the father of lies. Verse 45.
And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not.
So you can't find it, you can't get to understand or know the truth. Verse 46.
Which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me?
Continue.
He that is of Allure heareth Allure's word. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of Allure.
So this is what we are coming out of. We were not hearing Allua's word and everything. We know we just cannot come out and just walk as we used to walk. So let's get the remedy. Someone has to die. Because the Messiah told us in John 3:3, you must be born again. Let's look at it. You must be born again. So you are coming out of this bed of lies, this den of lies, this pure lies. And then you just want to just step in and just walk and think that you just magically just become someone of Yahuwah. Verse 3.
Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Allure.
Okay, verse 4.
Nicodemus said unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahushua answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Allure.
Okay.
That which is
you are born of water and of the Spirit. If you are coming from any one of those from the abominable church, you have to repent and be baptized. You have to be born of water and of the Spirit.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
So let's go and see the... What was that?
I said to wash off that stain.
Yeah. Romans 6:4-7.
Therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death, that like as a Mashiach was raised up from the dead by the splendor of the Father, even so we also should walk in the newness of life.
All right, so that's what we are saying here. When you have been stained, when you have been in the abominable church, we have to die because if a woman puts away a husband, or if a husband puts away a woman and marries to another, he has committed adultery. In order to not commit adultery, one person has to die. And you die by burying yourself by baptism into death. So just as the Messiah was raised up from the dead by the splendor of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life. So we are buried in baptism, we rise up, and then we walk in newness of life. We have taken away the stain, the hold, the stronghold of Christianity over us. All right? Verse 5 says,
for if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection.
All right, so guess what? You wash off that old thing and then you rise up with the Messiah. Yeah? And so you are now spiritually equipped to walk as the Messiah walked, away from the old stain of the abominable church. Verse 6.
Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin.
So you see that?
Yep.
All the mess that we got from that old thing, we'll crucify it spiritually in our body, that henceforth we should not serve it. Verse 7.
For he that is dead is freed from sin.
All right. So when you die in baptism, that is when you are freed from sin. Verse 8.
Now, if we be dead with Mashiach, we believe that we shall also live with him.
All right. And nothing else is there. Nothing better than rising
With
and
him.
living with him. And so that brings us to the end of our presentation today. The false priesthood, the unholy priesthood, versus the holy royal priesthood. The strange woman, the harlot, the prostitute, versus the virtuous woman. The harlot, the prostitute, is the seed of Satan. Let's go back to, Satan's seed is the harlot, the prostitute, the religion called Christianity, led by the Vatican. Between thy seed and her seed. And her seed, of course, refers to the children of Yasharal, not to the church, as they call it, Christians call it, but to the children of Yasharal. All right? So, you have anything to say before we close, Brother Mahar?
Just would like to bring out the fact that marriage is here physically, also have a spiritual part of it. And if we really understand spiritually what is going on, we would seek to be more obedient to the Most High in all things, because these things are set forth for us to learn from them. A matter of fact, everything about, that there is also a spiritual part to it. So if we are really seeking diligently, we can just learn so much. But we are the ones at times, we are just limiting that which we are getting. It is all there, and if we dig deep, diligently, if the Most High sees our heart seeking him, guess what? He will show up. If he sees our heart seeking after him, he will show up. That is how we will unlock those things that are locked, and we can understand them, because we are still married to that whole harlot. You know, we are still being tricked by that bondwoman. So we have to kill ourselves from all the things she told us, all those things she deceived us with. Wash off ourselves, cleanse ourselves, and then go back to our maker and stay there. Don't leave again to go back to her. Because if we do that, we're going to realize now we are at the end of the book. And it is just about the time for us to leave this place. So let us just wake up, fully deny ourselves, be ready, stay ready, be ready and stay ready. Because we don't have enough time like we think. We have to, I wish I could just place it within us so we can understand, but I can't do that. I can just encourage us to really get ready, put away from among ourselves everything that is foolish, everything that's meaningless. Let's throw them away. Let's get ready and stay ready. That's it.
All right. Okay, then. So this was part 2 of Genesis 3:15, the seed of Satan versus the seed of the woman. Thank you once again for watching. And please remember that if you listen to part 2, you got to listen to part 1 before you can get a really good understanding of this part 2. All right. So please like if you like, share and comment on our videos and subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. And please share. This is very important to get the word out. Please share with others so that the word can travel to those for whom it is needed. All right. So until next time.